I'm good to go whenever. Let's get this on.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's get this on. Let's get the link out and then.
Yeah, that's a lot of good picks.
All right, you ready?
Hmm.
Uh, all right, sweet. Let's get started. And actually, let me pull up the draft real quick, and then let's get started. Okay. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
It's bright and early, a little groggy, but
Very
I'm
early.
excited. I'm excited to pod. One of the most rumored filled days of the year was yesterday, the NBA draft, and our mock drafts were shot from the beginning. Let's just say it as it is.
I need to actually go back and look at mine. I know I nailed a couple picks, but
Yeah, I got
it
a
was
couple on there.
it was the first time in the draft I felt like in a while where the speculation leading up to the draft was wrong. Because it's almost always, and I think we talked about it on Tuesday, how like if there's an odds-on favorite to go one, he's going to go one.
And it was weird. It seemed like all of a sudden yesterday, it just switched.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did the pod. It felt like there was a day afterwards, and it started like there was some creeping in after the pod. Like some people were texting me, "Oh, like now Paulo's the runner, the front runner." But I was like, "Ah, this is like." And normally when you see shit like this, it's like, "Oh, it's a cover up." You know, they're trying to mask who they really want or something. They're trying to get some trade or something.
Right.
But they actually took him, and
Hmm.
it was weird because they never brought him in for a meeting, a pre-draft meeting or a workout, and it just is weird to me. You know, it seems like it's out of left field a little bit. Where, I mean, Paulo, he still could be the best player in this draft. He still could be. He's the number one pick right now. So, I think it's still a worthy pick at one. I still think he's worth the number one pick. I just thought it was weird how they kind of masked it this whole way, even though no one was ahead of him.
Yeah, and I don't, unless they really did just switch at the last minute, which I guess is a possibility, but I don't know. When you have that long to be on the clock, you'd think that you'd have your mind made up a while before. So if they really did try to play it off like that, like they were playing, or they were going to pick Jabari Smith, that's an impressive job by them to cover that up. That stuff never works. There's always a leak somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, and I guess it seemed like the past day, like the odds shifted, so clearly there was some sort of leak, but it's just weird. It's so weird how like there was none of this. Like if for the past month and a half, It was just all Jabari
Mhm.
Smith, Jabari Smith, Jabari Smith. But
He was like
now,
minus 800 to go number one, I think, at one point,
damn.
like recently. And then it
Now,
kind of started to swing last night.
now Jabari Smith is at the he's at the Rockets. Chet went to Thunder. Great pairing. We already talked about our thoughts on Chet going to the Thunder. Very excited for that. Rockets getting Jabari Smith. I think it's a great fit with them. I mean, I don't know if it's better or worse than Paolo. I think all three of them could have been a great fit for the Rockets. I mean, all three of these guys, they could have gone in any order, I feel like.
That's the thing. Is like people kind of freaked out about it, but at the end of the day, A, you have no idea, and B, there was no guy where we said he's definitely number one. Like you
Yeah,
could
we
make
talked
the
about
argument
all
for
of
any
these
of the
guys.
three.
Yeah.
So if I were a Magic fan, I wouldn't be like, oh, like we missed the top guy. Like, what are we doing? I'd be like, oh, I'm just as happy with Paolo as I am with Jabari.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's funny. I think the mistake would have been just either whether you pick Jabari or Paulo, just not taking Chet. I mean, like
Really?
watching his highlights and stuff afterwards, and of course the highlights make every player look like they're going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
But it's just like the guy is it's going to be. They have to be looking at themselves like, man, we didn't pick this freak that's going to have a one of one body. But I don't know. Paulo defensively, he's clearly the best player as of right now, and
Hmm.
could be if he excels. So I like
Yeah,
how
he
this
is
draft
probably
worked
the
out, though.
most NBA ready.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And
And you saw the most from him last year in college for whatever's that or whatever that is worth, which
when he
seems like
played with,
nothing these days.
and it's when he played with, 4 first-round picks.
Yes, which is
So
insane.
I really want him to get 5. If they got 5 of 5, the whole
Yeah.
starting lineup drafted, it would have been nuts.
I didn't even recognize the guy that they had drafted in the second round because they did have 5 guys go.
Yeah, Trevor Keels.
And he
Yeah,
came off their bench.
I don't know who that guy is either, but he went to the Knicks. So,
Solid.
anyways, I love that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I love how these 3 teams are like mini. They're like baby super teams. The Rockets, Magic, and the Thunder. I feel like because they have all these accumulation of draft picks, and all these players are all these draft picks are finally becoming players. Where you look at OKC and they're just gonna have a lot of fun. They're gonna try to lose a lot of games, and they're gonna have a lot of fun doing it.
There are teams where it's like you know that your team's going to be bad going into the year, but you can at least watch them and they'll be fun to watch.
Yes.
And you'll have like moments throughout the season that will give you plenty of hope. And when you're picking top 10 again next year, like you won't even care.
Exactly. So, the 4th pick, we talked about doing the smart thing and just taking Ivy or trading the pick, and they took Keegan Murray.
If you're not going to take him, then trade the
They
pick.
trade the pick.
That's what, like, I don't get it. If
'Cause
you're not gonna
people
take the best
wanted
guy
the
there.
pick.
Yeah.
They
I'm
said
guessing that they ended up asking for too much and then screwed themselves. And
that'd be a
then
classic Kings move.
just decided they're like, well, we don't want the other guard, which I still think is the wrong move.
It's like they even could have like baited the Pistons.
Mhm.
Oh, we're gonna take him, and just like gotten an extra first round pick next year for him. Like there definitely could have been something that you could have done, but I don't know. I guess sure the fit works. I think it's dumb to pick a based off fit when you're picking top 4 or in you're picking in the lottery every single year. But I guess now they're like, oh, I guess we don't have to deal with it. But it was a good problem to have to deal with, and I think the team's worse for it. I think Murray could be a good player, but I think the team is worse for this pick.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he could be. He was great in college. I don't know how well his game translates to the NBA. He's not like a freak athletically. He's not like a knockdown shooter. But I mean, obviously there's something there that the scouts like a lot.
Yeah,
It just doesn't make sense to me when every year you screw up in the draft and then
And it's like you
Again,
almost
like
have
you're reaching.
yeah, you have almost a sure pick in Ivy where everyone's like, this is the next guy up after these three. Like, he is consensus number 4, and you don't pick him anyways. Like, all this stuff was coming out about how the Knicks draft and then the next player is like some Hall of Fame player. And you just look at this draft and you go, the writing is on the wall just for that to happen again.
Yep. I think, yeah, it's bad because they drafted Jimmer Fredette before, was it Curry or Clay? I think it was Clay.
Yeah,
And they
Clay.
drafted Bagley before Luka,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody before Dame Lillard.
Yes.
And
that's
now
what I
it's
saw.
Keegan Murray before Jaden Ivey. So obviously we have no idea, but it would just be so Kings for it to happen.
It would be. Pacers, Benedict Mathurin, seems like a solid fit. We just said they just needed some front court players. They got that. I like the Blazers getting Shaden Sharp. Or Sheldon Sharp, I don't know. Shaden,
I think.
So were you watching the draft?
I watched some of it.
Did you see when they like had Shaden Sharp come on, and they had like this goofy graphic for him about they compared him to who's the guy who plays Shrek, Mike Myers, and what's the
Eddie Murphy?
No, what's Mike, like the secret agent? Mike Myers, secret agent. It's like his famous movie.
Austin Powers?
Yeah, Austin Powers. They like showed him as like Austin Powers because he's from London, and then they're like, oh, wrong London. It's Canada. It was so weird. It was the weirdest graphic I've ever seen. And I just saw later on Twitter someone just be like, man, I'd be pissed if this was the graphic that they showed before I was getting drafted. And I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, this would be kind of embarrassing. That's weird.
ESPN just sucks now.
Oh, thanks for the comments.
While we're on the topic of ESPN, like, doesn't Woj work for ESPN?
Yeah, that's why they kept going back to him.
But why is he like blowing the picks
right before
the picks are being like live cast and breaking on his network?
Because he wants to be
first. Shouldn't they tell him to not do that?
Nah, he wants to be first. He was breaking the picks before Adam Silver just walked up on the stage.
Yeah.
Like, as in, not even on Twitter, on the broadcast. Like, if they sometimes were like, oh, the trade just happened, let's talk to Woj. Woj would be like, oh, this pick got sent to here, and they're going to take this guy. Bless you.
Thank you.
And, oh, they're just going to take this guy. And it's like, why are you blowing the pick? We're supposed to be watching it in 2 seconds.
I don't get it. And it actually, like, really aggravates me.
No, it bugged me because I was trying to watch it. And every time I'd refresh my feed, the first thing would be just some spoiler on the draft. I was like,
yeah, you would know exactly who's going.
Yeah.
And he, like, the different phrasing that he uses, too. He won't
because he doesn't want to just say, oh, they're going to take him.
Yeah, he'll say, like, the Pistons are locked in on Jaden Ivey at number 5 and stuff like that.
Also, we have some chats.
Trying to be sneaky.
We have the legend Mike Green, better than Chet. Love the comment. And then we have the Skins, better than Shaden Sharp. And thank you for that, Austin Powers. It's true. Yeah. It is true. Wait, DC's
your mom's on to something.
I know. DC's rising up though. So we'll get to them in a second. Jason Daniels. Just gotta say, pinpointing it right there. Called it. Got that right on the nail right on the head. And I love if you want to hear about my analysis for it, watch the mock draft. I love the pick. He could pass with everyone here, so it perfectly fits. Jeremy Sohan, what do you think about him?
He doesn't score.
Yeah.
Like, that bothers me a lot. I know that there's more to the game than scoring points, but I feel like if you're taking a guy in the top 10, like, he should be a bucket getter.
I agree.
That could be me being ignorant, but, like, at the same time,
he needs to have that dog.
His strength was versatility.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's good and all, but, like, is he really going to get you to the next step? Maybe at number 9, you're not even looking for that, but
I don't know. This is a young team. The Spurs kind of sneakily have another young, like, decent young core. that they're kind of putting together. And if you can put scoring around him and have Sohan be the anchor of your defense, it could work.
Mhm.
But you're right. It's weird to take a guy top 10 if you know he can't score.
Yeah, it's strange, and like he was the sixth man of the year. But
Yeah,
that
that's what I
means that
saw. I
he
was like,
coming off the bench.
I was like, really? I saw that and I was like, that doesn't seem like that would be top 10 worthy. But people love him. People love his length. People love his versatility.
And he plays with energy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Dennis Rodman. I think they
Or
see
like
the
a
hair.
Draymond. They see the
Yeah.
hair. Yeah,
Well, I mean, did you
his
see
hair
the
was
thing?
nuts.
They're like his different hairstyles, and they put up like 4 different pictures. He
Yeah.
always changes it, and I was like, this guy wants to be Dennis Rodman so bad.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't score, change his hair. Next up, he's gonna be marrying a woman in drag. Like it's all gonna come together. All right, you got your man crush. Go ahead, talk all about it.
No, my man crush was Ivy. I wanted Ivy.
Oh, that's true. But you got the second option, the runner up for The Bachelor. It came up.
Yes, the second place. I mean, it's what I was expecting, so I wasn't like I was super excited, but I like him. I like Johnny Davis. I like that he rebounds as a guard. I think that's cool. He also has that dog in him. Plays with some fire,
Yeah.
but he can actually score points. So now things get interesting though, because I know obviously Beal has the option coming up. There were reports that he was going to decline. Then he came out and like he tweeted something after that news came out and was like, "What? Like I didn't say that." And
Yeah, I saw
they're
that.
shopping Kuzma and KCP. Apparently, those guys are available for trades. Apparently, they want a veteran
Kuzma.
point guard. You want Kuzma?
I want Kuzma.
So I have no idea where they go from here, but they needed a guard and they got one, so I'm happy about it.
Good. Glad you're happy about it.
And there was nobody else there that I would have been interested in.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of like, especially now we're getting to the part of the mock draft where we start to forget everybody. And
Who the hell is Ousmane Dang?
Ousmane Dang, come on now. He's the one that I said twice that he played in Australia, and that was my analysis for him. And he played in New
It's
Zealand.
not even Australia.
Yeah, it's in New Zealand. He's from Australia. Played in New Zealand.
It's French.
But he's also French. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, I don't know.
That's too many places.
Yeah, way too many places. Look, it's confusing me as we speak. The Knicks. Speaking of the Knicks, that was hilarious. We're trying to see where, we were trying to see what they got back in compensation for like an hour. All these picks are getting spoiled ahead of time, and yet we don't know what this trade is an hour after it happens. So, the Knicks got future picks. My theory on that, Kyrie Irving ammo. Either ammo to get rid of cap space or ammo to get Kyrie Irving. It would be the perfect Knicks thing to do, is to just waste everything that they've been doing and getting Kyrie Irving.
It would implode.
Oh yeah, it would be the embodiment
Like that,
of the
There's
Knicks.
no way that would work out.
But
it would be fascinating to see.
You see Spike Lee consoling Stephen A. Smith on the bench. I think Stephen A. knows it's happening too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I also saw Spike Lee talking to Jaden Ivey.
Yeah,
I saw on Twitter.
I saw that.
It was like right after I saw it on Twitter, the Knicks were like still trying to get him somehow, even after the Pistons had drafted him.
It's funny, the NBA draft trades are always baffling to me. Like the Jalen Duren that happened, he gets picked and then immediately traded, and Shams is reporting that's going to the Knicks, and Woj is reporting that it's going to the Pistons. And then all of a sudden it's some 3-team trade, and Kemba's involved.
Well, and then Shams had to not correct himself, but he was like, he's going to the to the Hornets and then to the Knicks or something like that.
Yeah, it was weird. Like he was going to the Knicks and then back, and then to the Pistons.
Because they had tweeted it at like the exact same time, and the one said one team and Shams said the other one. I was like, what's going on here? So I think Shams was just a little bit slower with putting all the pieces together. It was a tough night for him, honestly.
Yeah, embarrassing look.
Yeah,
Embarrassing look.
it's like when Schefter and Rappaport go at it.
I always love that. Like them going at it with each other, like trying to get the first one out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what ruins all the picks, but
It's for trades, it's fine.
Yeah,
like
for
that's
trades,
how it
it's
should
fine.
be. But for draft picks, just wait 3 minutes. I don't understand it. I guess like Shams will do it anyway because he doesn't work for ESPN. So then
Yeah.
Woj just like, all right, well, I have to do it too, and I'm just gonna one up him.
So what happened was a first and 4 second-round picks from Charlotte to oh no, okay, a first and 4 second-round picks from the Knicks to Charlotte for Duren, and then Duren and Kemba for a first-round pick. That seems backwards. They gave up a first-round pick in 4 seconds, and then only got a second-round pick, or only got a first-round pick back.
Wait, this says that they traded 11, which was Usman, and they got Pistons, Wizards, and Nuggets first-round picks in 2023.
Yes. Yeah.
Protected. Wait, why do the Wizards not have that pick?
Who knows? The
Where did
Celtics.
that pick go?
Yeah, the picks just fly out sometimes. They leave on their own, and they always wind up in OKC. That trade's hilarious to me because you see 3 first-round picks, and not a single one is theirs, and all of them are protected. So they have, like, it's such a they're kind of almost meaningless picks. It's like we don't need these, and I always thought it was interesting too. We kind of bypassed it. That the Thunder stayed at 12 and got Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara. I thought they were for sure going to trade that at some point. But they just are getting, like, I guess these guys they like. And they
How many guys did they draft tonight?
They drafted at least 3. I don't know. Did they have other picks? I'm trying to see. Because they traded their last one. Oh, they got a second rounder. Oh, yeah, because they drafted Jalen Williams twice. Jalen Williams and then Jalen Williams out of Arkansas.
From Arkansas.
Yeah. And then did you also see the Magic or the Heat pick 27, Nikola Jovic?
Mm-hmm.
That is insane. If he becomes a good player, it's gonna be nuts with the
Nuggets had. He was on the board when the Nuggets.
Nuggets should have gotten him.
Had their pick at 21, I think.
Yeah, he was on the board. That would have been hilarious.
Awesome.
And if they played at the same time, if they ever play against each other, the announcers are gonna have so much hell.
Yep. Well, it's also gonna be like the most fun thing ever for them.
Yeah,
Jokic. Oh, and here they are. It's Jovic versus Jokic.
Do you know?
I thought it was one of the brothers at first.
I thought it was too. I saw.
It's like
name,
no
and I was
way.
like, no
these
way.
guys like actually gonna be NBA players.
They're gonna kill Marcus Morris. They're gonna murder him. Oh wait, did they have? That's another Duke player. I'm just looking at them. Never mind. That's 4. Wendell Moore. That's what I was talking about. So, Ty Washington falls. He was one that seemed like could go a little bit early. Your boy Malachi Branham. Yeah.
My boy.
Yeah. Well, you said you knew him, so that's why he's your boy.
I know who he is.
Yeah. His highlights. After I saw those highlights, I was ready to name him the next LeBron. I mean, St. Mary, St. Vincent, Mr. Ohio. Like, let's get him on there. I think he goes.
He went to the same high school.
Yeah, it was he's the first player since LeBron to get drafted from that high school. I think it's funny. I think the Spurs. I just like the Spurs no matter what they do. Like whoever they draft, I'm like, the Spurs. True. It's the Spurs. Like the Spurs will be fine. Yeah. So.
Well, he seems like a guy though that, like during the draft, everybody freaks out because he falls far, and then like he won't be good. And it doesn't matter at all. And we look back and we're like, remember when we were like, whoa, Malachi Branham fell like 10 spots? Yeah, it's because he's not that good.
Also, shout out to Tari Eason for having an Atari chain. That was pretty fire.
very clever.
Yeah, I like the Hawks getting AJ Griffin. We didn't talk about
Mhm.
that. And Mark Williams, perfect fit with the Hornets. I know
Yep.
a Hornets fan who definitely was all about him. So
I
and
didn't realize he was 7'1".
yeah,
That's a big dude.
his hands are massive too. They said that's the biggest hands besides Boban.
That's big.
It's massive. All right, second round picks. Anything pop out to you? Anything cool? Isaiah
I
Mobley's
have no
cool.
idea who this guy. Yeah, to the Cavs.
Yeah, that's
That
cool.
is cool. This guy that the Wizards drafted, I don't know anything about. Yannick Nzosa.
Is he a stash dude? He sounds like a sass dude. I'm trying to see. Where did the Wizards pick? Oh,
Sounds like a what, dude?
a stash dude. They stash him over in Europe for a couple years.
Oh.
No, I've never heard of that
I
guy in my
mean,
life.
He's 18 and he's from the Congo, so probably.
Sounds like a fire draft pick.
Yes,
All I know.
he will be a stash guy
Oh,
in this
bet.
Spanish league.
Bet.
Good
I'm
call.
telling you, Yannick. Yeah, with Yannick. No, like, there's too many consonants together in his last name that he has to be one.
You can't come straight to the league. There's no
No.
way.
No, not like that. So the Celtics, it seems like they just drafted John Morant Jr. and Derrick Rose Jr. too. So we're back.
Probably, yeah.
So ready. This dude has like the weirdest haircut I've ever seen.
I was about to say, what are you gonna do about his hair?
He's got it's Sideshow Bob. We drafted Sideshow Bob, and I don't know. Like, maybe he might be a good player. I don't really know. Look, it's second round. I'm not. Don't expect me to know anything about this guy, but he's a nice passer apparently, and as long as he can dribble the ball, that's fine for me. And he'll also just sit on the bench probably. So
Yeah, he'll never play.
yeah. But
He
everyone
needs to
is
put
funny.
his hair in a
just-
bun or something, though.
Yeah, he needs some sort of hair tie. He can't be playing like that. It's gonna be a nuisance to other people. Like, he's gonna be trying to guard somebody, and it's just gonna be. It's actually it's probably helps him on defense. Distracting.
Maybe. Well, doesn't it like get in his eyes?
It could get in his eyes too. Yeah. Yeah. How's he shoot like that?
I don't
How you
know.
supposed to shoot the ball? Oh well.
Kobe White played like that, kind of.
Yeah. Kobe
And,
White had that hair for a little bit, and
That's the NBA.
there
I
was
like that.
who was the guy the Spurs had?
Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, with that weird ass haircut.
Yeah. His wasn't poofy. His was just strange. Because remember, he wore the hat, and the hat looked like it was
Yes,
floating.
yes, I do remember that. Also, so Walker Kessler goes up on stage, or maybe it was the guy that the Nuggets drafted, Christian Braun or Brown. Yeah, it was Christian Brown. He goes up on stage, adjusts his hat, and then just sits it on top of his head. I just started laughing. I was like, "How are you gonna adjust the hat and then just place it on top of your head?" It didn't make any sense, but that's
I don't know.
that's my analysis on him. Bad player.
You don't like him?
Not
I like him
anymore.
a lot.
Not anymore.
Because he reminds me a little bit of Herder. He's just like
Oh.
a skinny white guy. And you're
Love
like,
Herder.
that guy is good at basketball?
Love her.
But
I
he
want
was
to
like-
try to find a way to get Herder on the Celts. That's what I want. Keep
He
going.
came back to Maryland the other day.
I did see that. I saw
It's pretty
that.
cool.
Wait, what were you saying about Brown? Skinny white dude.
I mean, he was
Played
like one of the
basketball.
better players on Kansas.
Yeah, national
though
championship team.
Just doesn't look like it. But like, he can drive and he can shoot. Like a guy like that, watch him and you're like, oh, he's just gonna stand in the corner and shoot threes. But
He
no,
does
he
look
can actually
like-
like finish and
He does look like
defense.
his dad's gonna sue you if you don't give him enough paying
got
time.
a nice mom too.
He does have
Whatever
a
that's
nice
worth.
mom. He has a nice mother. I know. Just shout out because I know he's listening right now. Shout out Riley. He knows he's excited about Kennedy Chandler going to the Grizzlies. Tennessee guy staying in Memphis. So that's cool. I don't know much about him, but that's cool.
Never heard that name.
And I'm not gonna pretend to know any of the other guys. So it was a fun draft though. It was interesting. It didn't yet again. It seems like the third year in a row. It's like, oh, there's gonna be trades,
Mhm.
and there wasn't. There like the
Oh.
top 10, not a single trade. So
The trades that happened were like the least exciting trades ever.
yeah, I know. Like what did Philly do? Philly
They traded
traded.
Danny Green and whoever they drafted at like 23
Yeah, for DeAnthony Melton,
for yeah.
which DeAnthony Melton, fine player, not a needle pusher. I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. More
All right.
valuable than Danny Green.
Danny Green, not a needle pusher either.
No, Danny Green's not a needle pusher at all.
All right. Favorite pick of the draft. That's not a wizard, and then we'll call it a day. We'll move on.
I mean, EJ Liddell at 41 seemed like a pretty good value.
Who?
For EJ Liddell, he played at Ohio State too. He was
Oh
actually
yeah,
better
yeah. He was on the
than
big
Branham
board for
on
a
that
while.
team.
Yeah, he was on the big board for a while. One of the
Yeah,
guys
so
that
I'm
fell.
tempted to say him just because he was supposed to go earlier. Also, I nailed the Ochai Agbaji pick, by the way, to the Cavs.
You did. You did nail
So I like Mark Williams at 15 of the Hornets. I think that's my
that.
favorite
Oh,
pick.
damn. I love that pick too. I think like, he's a perfect fit. All right, then I'll pick someone else. I'm gonna go with Walker Kessler. I'm just excited to see him play.
He just
I want
looks
to.
like a boob.
I know, but he got Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. Like he's got to be, it's got to be something, right? So
Yes.
it'll be excited to see what he does and if he can play in the NBA. I'm excited, and I'm also excited for Nikola Jovic. I want him to be a superstar. I want to be an MVP.
Yeah,
level
that would
player.
be great.
The MVP running. I want it to be Nikola Jokic and then Nikola Jovic, just back to back. All right.
Let's see. He's 6'11". He needs to put on some weight if he wants to look like his, I guess not his brother, but
His twin.
yeah.
Well, his twin is boobs, so I don't know if he wants to look like that. So, anyways, also I was gonna say the Lakers apparently drafted a 3-point shooter that only shot 33% in college. Skip Bayless was hammering the kid before he was even announced.
Oh, Max Christie.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love
he
that.
was at Michigan State.
Funny. I love whenever the Lakers do something stupid, and who knows if it's stupid, but it's just
Yeah.
funny when you look at it and it's like, well, it could be. All right, let's move on. Let's get on.
Poor
We're trying
kid
to
just
get
has Skip Bayless like
on his ass already.
ripping on
He's
him.
not even.
Yeah,
He's not even in
come on.
LA yet, and he's getting ripped on.
Give him a break, Skip.
I know, and it's like, come on, he's a second round pick. Like, you're really gonna
I
give that
know,
much
right?
pressure? And like, it's funny. These Lakers fans, like on Twitter, are like, oh, this pick's got to save our franchise, pretty much. Like, this is our one pick for the next 5 years.
Right. It better hit.
Better hit. All right. Well, let's go on to the top 10 running backs in the NFL because we want to add some NFL flavor into every week pod, and there's not much news going on, so we're just gonna rank our top positions. Number 10.
This one's tough. I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones.
Okay. All right. A little lower than I thought. I kind of put him lower in my list a little bit than what I've seen on some other people's lists because you can't be on the team and then have your team draft a second round running back the next year.
Yeah, and as much hate as they get for doing that, and I think it is deserved. I mean, yeah, he's not. If he were like a true superstar, they wouldn't even think about doing it.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. You're right. He has a good. He works well with Aaron Rodgers.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah. So who knows? Again, what I've seen is like he hasn't had a bad year. He's been good. He's been solid every one of his years in the NFL. But when your team doesn't believe in you like that, can't expect us to believe in you. All right, number 10.
Was he hurt last year at all? His numbers are not as good as they used to be.
I think he was for a little bit, or maybe they just used Dylan more than we expect. All right, I'm going. I got to throw him on the list, but I can't put him any higher. Damian Harris, number 10. I'm putting him on. I snuck him in there, and I was looking at looking at the other people like the Josh Jacobs of the world, the Chris Carsons, Kareem Hunt,
RB2s.
the RB, and you could sneak Damian Harris up there. You can sneak him in
I
the top 10.
suppose. He's better than the weapon.
Oh. I don't know. So the weapon it's a completely different skill set. The weapon's just a
It's true.
bona fide wide receiver in the back. Where
Fumbles too much too.
yeah.
That's why I didn't put him on mine.
That's true. And Harris is just a powerful back that seems like is going to be the focal. Even though we just talked about how they drafted a running back, so clearly they don't believe in him. And the Patriots, all they ever do is draft running backs. So I don't know,
Sure, it'll
but
work out.
I think he's top 10 talent.
Okay. A top 15.
No, I can take that. I can take top 15 from you.
My number 9, I have another Harris, Najee Harris, the Steelers.
Oh, I like that pick. I left him off just because his offensive line was garbage, and it wasn't. I guess it wasn't
That's
his
not
fault.
really fair.
No, it's not his fault. But that's just.
He also still had a really good season.
Yeah, but now I'm looking at my list, and I don't know. I don't know how you're fitting them all on here. I guess you have Aaron Jones under what I have, but.
Okay.
No, Najee didn't make. He just.
I
didn't
mean,
make the
there's one guy that I left off that maybe I should have kept on, but
Is it Lamar?
maybe in a spiteful move, I didn't put him on.
Is it Lamar?
Did you actually put him on your list?
No, I did not. Did not put him on my list. That would be so funny.
By the way, I was thinking about my quarterback rankings the other day, and I was like, I probably should have put Lamar on there at some point.
Yeah.
Because I think
you
it like came up in a conversation we were talking about quarterbacks, and I said that he was better than Kyler Murray. And then I was like, wait a minute, didn't I put Kyler Murray ahead of him on my
Didn't even put him on the
official
top 10.
rankings? So yeah, I will apologize for that one.
Comments are calling me biased. I'm agree on that one. Number 10 pick is a biased pick.
These are always a little bit biased, at least.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, my number 9, another AFC North guy, Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit higher than that.
Love Joe. Joe's just reliable. He's a reliable dude.
Yeah, great character.
Great
stand-up guy.
Class act. Wouldn't hurt a fly. Wouldn't hurt a fly. But on the football field, very reliable.
Yeah.
Get you what you need to do. And
versatile as well.
We've both had him
Catch
on
passes.
our fantasy teams.
Mm-hmm.
Both loved.
I've liked Joe Mixon ever since I reached for him in the fantasy draft, and then just trying to
Just trying to
speak
hype
him
him
into
up,
being
yeah.
like the best running back ever.
Trying to gas him up.
Yeah.
All right, my number 8, Aaron Jones. We already talked
Okay,
about him.
I have Austin Eckler at 8.
Eckler didn't make my list, and
I mean, the pass catching is.
I know that alone. I feel like he should make the list, but
He's definitely better than Damian Harris.
All right, fine. Put him there, whatever. But my biased rankings are gonna be that. So yeah, that's
it's
why.
already set in stone.
Yeah, it's already said. All right. Well, I love Eckler. I think he's a great player. And you said the pass catching ability. He's top 3 pass catching running back in the league. And that's all I got. All right.
Yeah.
Number 7, I have Barkley. Just based off pure skill.
I completely forgot about Barkley.
Yeah, and that's and you know what's funny? That's understandable. Dude hasn't played in 3 years.
Yeah, I completely and I didn't see him on I was just looking up NFL running backs and he wasn't on there. So I knew that there would be somebody too, and at the last minute I was like, "Oh, Aaron Jones, that's who I was." Damn it!
No, Barkley.
There's always somebody that I just leave off. That yeah. All right. Well, now it makes sense why you were confused as to how I fit.
Yeah, I didn't know how he fit everybody. So Barkley, it's not because of production, because you can't back up his production stats yet. I mean, his first year was phenomenal, but ever since then, it's been a train wreck.
Yeah, it's been like 4 years now. And
Yeah, it's been way too
never
many.
healthy, and the team is terrible.
But the talent, I can't keep it out of my mind. I can't keep that Saquon Barkley talent that one day maybe he'll come back as the guy he once was. But hopefully that's this year. It seems like every year the Giants are like, oh, this is finally the year the offense unlocks. But then they still have Daniel Jones as they still have Daniel Jones as their quarterback.
They might be like my favorite team in the NFL just to observe.
Because you love it whenever they do something stupid.
Yeah, which happens all the time. My number 7 was Joe Mixon.
Okay, reliable.
I'm a little bit higher than you.
Reliable.
Very reliable.
All right, number 6. He's ranked down this low because of injuries. Christian McCaffrey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess, yeah, it would be fair for me to put him that low, too, because obviously I neglected others because of injuries. But I have him significantly higher.
No, I'm sure you do. And the skill set's there. I would not... Like, I saw some crazy trades. Like, oh, the Bills could trade him 2 first-round picks and something else for Christian McCaffrey. Never in a million years would I
Why
do that.
would the Bills need to do that anyway?
First, they wouldn't need to. And second, the unreliability with McCaffrey is becoming insane. He's missed 2 years in a row, pretty much the whole season, besides, like, a couple games here and there. And eventually, we just need to take that into account. Like, look, you're going to be paying, like, and especially with the contract, that's what devalues him for me, is you're paying him so much money to just sit on the bench because he can't play.
Right. It's a perfect lesson of, A, why you don't draft running backs early.
Yes.
Because this can happen, and it happened with Barkley. B,
why you don't pay running backs.
Why you don't pay them, and C, why you don't give them the ball 40 times a game early in their career. Like, it happened at Stanford. Like, when he was at Stanford, he was always touching the ball. And it's going to happen to Jonathan Taylor, too. Like, you can't, that kind of volume is not sustainable. And you're getting lit up on every play.
No, and it's always been that way with the running backs. Like, we always try to see, like, oh, like, this guy can do it. And Henry is a different breed. We'll get to him eventually whenever we get to him. But the amount of carries on a small dude like that with Christian McCaffrey, like, he's all about speed and shiftiness, but he gets popped. He's getting popped by some dude that's like 200 pounds heavier than him, 100 pounds heavier than him. It's not the same when you look at even Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb, Henry. They're bigger. They're so much bigger. So that's why you can't be giving him carries like that. I agree. All right, number 5.
6. No, I didn't do 6. I have Chubb Train.
Oh yeah.
6.
You have Chubb that low? The only thing I don't like about Chubb, and I just think from a talent wise, he's high up there, but I don't like that they still have the kicker under him. What Kareem Hunt? That's his name.
I mean, he could be the full-time guy. It makes sense to have another back though. Like, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I agree. He can, but I feel like his stats would be just like Jonathan Taylor's or Henry's if they gave him all those.
Because all they can do is run the ball.
Yeah, yeah, and Chubb he's a great down the field runner, powerful runner, and he's sneakily not bad at the catching the football.
Mm-hmm.
He can do it. And talk about reliability. He is always there. I feel like he's never injured.
I don't think so.
All right. Number 5. Alvin Kamara.
I have Dalvin Cook.
Nice.
I might be, when I'm looking at these, I might be stuck in like 2019. I feel like my mind that was like maybe the year that I paid the most attention in fantasy football. So now, like, that's just
the default you had the best year that you had. That's funny. So, did you hear Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended?
6 games?
6 games. So, that's what the Saints are worried about, at least. That's what they think is going to happen. And do we know what this is for? It said something about a Pro Bowl incident. I don't really
I
remember
mean,
anything.
Hopkins got 6 for steroids, right?
Yeah. I don't remember what he did, but suspended. Other than that,
Oh, he
Jesus.
faces felony battery charges.
Oof.
Mayer reportedly told the police he threw a couple punches. Oh, okay. So, like, assault.
All right, number 10, Alvin Kamara. Anyways, well,
I mean, you put Joe Mixon.
yeah, I know.
Top 10.
So, well, talent-wise, he's on like the perfect team. I feel like they know how to use him. They always have that second guy that we were talking about to run, to make sure that he doesn't get everything. And last year he was this offense. Like that's what he was. He was this whole. He carried the team on his back.
I mean, is that not like every year though?
Yeah, I guess it is every year.
Like because
the Drew
Brees
Brees
was
year,
old by the time he got there.
Yeah, it was check down Charlie.
And it was either a slant to Michael Thomas or it was Kamara's touching the ball in every play.
Yeah, that's true. And they're probably using
But
like
he's
this
one of those
year,
guys where it's like it's perfectly fine to just check down to him because he's so dynamic with the ball. On his
yeah,
hands.
and you can check down and he could run for 75 yards. Like he can just break every tackle and go down to. He hauled in 80 catches on 100 targets. It's pretty damn good.
And he scored 6 touchdowns in a game.
Yeah, that's true.
So very impressive.
All right, number 4, I have Cook. So
Okay.
let's talk about Cook for a second. I feel like early in my
I did a
early in his
180
career-
on him
So did I.
because of the ACL stuff.
Yeah, I figured he wasn't reliable at the beginning of his career.
You're a big reliable guy, aren't you?
Well, that's the point of the back, you know. It's the point of the back is to be that guy. Shut up. But he wasn't. He wasn't reliable. He was not
He
there.
wasn't reliable.
They had to play Amir Abdullah and shitty ass running backs like that. So I didn't like him at first. I always thought he was just this bum that wasn't gonna get healthy. And then he finally did get healthy, and he.
It's harsh.
Yeah, it is harsh. Look, I'm harsh on my players. You know, it's do or die. You're either reliable or you're not. All right, yeah, right. But Cook has proven me wrong, and he
Top 5 idea.
what most top
5
5
reliable things.
Reliable. All right, I love that. I'm electrified for it already. Electric things need to happen too. Just top 5 electricity needs to happen. Spoiler alert: Shane Beamer's won. All right, back to Cook. Back to Cook. He's a good pass catcher, I feel like too, and he's a good runner.
The other thing about Cook is like I don't know if this is a strong argument in his favor whatsoever, but my fantasy brain, like when he goes out for the week and then Alexander Madison is like the hot pickup on the waiver wire and he's projected like 20 points a game and then he does nothing. Like that means I guess that it's not like all the system, like he's actually just really good.
Yeah, because you give the carries to Madison, and everyone always, you're right, projects him to be 19 points, and it's always like lucky to get 12, 15.
Right.
All right. Number 3, I had Chubb. Oh no, what was your 4?
Oh, 4 I had McCaffrey.
Okay, so we
I actually moved him down after our conversation. Like mid podcast, I was swayed.
I'm not gonna lie, I did the same.
Not reliable.
I did the same thing with Chubb. After I thought about the Hunt thing, I moved him down from 2 to 3. The Hunt.
But he's so reliable.
I know, but it's the Hunt thing, man. You can't be getting carries taken away from you. So number 3, I have Chubb.
My top 3 would never have carries taken away.
Who's your 3?
I have Jonathan Taylor at 3.
Oh yeah, never ever. I have Jonathan Taylor too. Let me just talk about him right now. He's the new hot commodity. He's the new leading rusher. He's everyone's favorite number 1 pick in fantasy, and it rightfully so, because they're just.
He had a ridiculous season.
And every time they're in trouble, they're just gonna hand it to him. Like,
Well, until they're down, he touchdown to the Jaguars. Actually, you know what? That was all Taylor's fault.
yeah,
That was
yeah, 100%.
no one else on the team. The
No,
defense was horrible.
no, it definitely
Frank
wasn't the
Reich called a
quarterback.
pretty poor game.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the quarterback.
Whoever was the quarterback at the time was put in a really tough spot.
He would never do that in Washington. If that was a Washington
Hypothetically,
team,
no.
yeah, hypothetically, if that was a Washington team, it would not happen.
No.
He gets his revenge week what, 1?
No, it's later in the season. Oh, against the Jags?
Yeah.
Yeah, week 1.
Yeah.
They also play the Colts at some point.
Yeah, I knew that. That's real revenge game. Real revenge game.
So those are 2 locked in dubs.
Wentz is getting up for those games. That's all I'm
I
saying.
know anything about Wentz is that he
he's
holds
getting
a
up.
grudge.
Yeah, he's getting up. Reliable in those
Wentz.
games.
He's so reliable.
Reliable in those games.
He's the most reliable quarterback in the league.
All right. Well, we're not talking about quarterbacks. Give me your number 3.
Revis Taylor.
Oh wait, yeah, we just did that.
2
Who's your
is
two?
I have Kamara.
Okay.
He just does it for me.
Hey, look,
Does everything.
He's there. He's reliable every time you need him. Every time you need him.
But like it's true. Like with it on a team like that, where anytime something goes wrong, it's like, all right, well, let's just find Kamara getting the ball.
Yo, yeah,
He's always the best player on the field. It feels like.
And not only is he the best running back on the field, he's just the best offensive threat on the field.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're worried about him in every sense. And whether it's a fake handoff, you're worried about him getting the ball. If it's a fake, dump off, you're worried about him getting the ball, catching it. Even if it's 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, you're still worried about him getting the ball because he has that big.
Throw him out in the slot too, and I'll make.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's just got that big playability, and I don't know. Has he been in a contract dispute yet? Because I feel like it's coming.
Maybe.
I don't remember if he's been in that conversation yet or not. But if he hasn't,
5-year, $75 million contract.
No, okay, so he got it. But
Got it. Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't get more. Honestly. All right.
It depends on when he signed it.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
they're a team that just manipulates the cap.
Yeah, their team. The cap does not exist for the
No.
New Orleans Saints. Not at all. All right. Number 1,
Easy.
King Henry.
Yeah.
King Henry's always going to be number
I mean,
1.
like nobody at their position, I don't think, other than Aaron Donald, has been like
so
far and away
dominant.
number 1 over the last like 3 years or so.
Dominant performances. And every year it's like, oh, he won't rush for 2,000 yards again, and then he just rushes for 2,000 yards again. Like they're all, and every, like what we talked about with the carries, every year it's the same conversation of, oh, this isn't sustainable. This can't happen.
Well, and then last year it bit him a little bit. He did
Yes,
miss time
yeah,
last year.
he missed time last year. He got injured. But even when he was injured, it was like 4 weeks until Jonathan Taylor took the rushing title from him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nuts. Like I feel like he has, I think it has, normally he has 1,000 yards a season just after contact alone.
I mean, through 8 games, he had 930 yards rushing. So he's on pace to go over 2,000 again.
That's just cheese, bro. It's cheese.
It's unbelievable.
And it's why Tennessee thinks they can still, win football games with Tannehill. It's why why they're okay with trading AJ Brown when he requests a trade and isn't, I guess, trying to hammer him in a long-term deal or whatever. But that's why, because they have this nucleus of the offense where we can just run it with him 20 times a game and win football games most of the time.
Yeah, and it's like the first time that it's actually worked.
Yeah.
Like they've made it. They were the 1 seed last year.
Mm-hmm.
Which is still hard to believe looking back on. But they made it to an AFC championship. I guess the next year they lost in the wild card, right? The Ravens beat them.
Yeah, and then they lost to the Bengals in the divisional.
So back-to-back division championships and an AFC championship appearance. And like it's Henry.
Yeah, we talked about McCaffrey. I talked about McCaffrey and the size is like he's the polar opposite. He's just he's a freight train.
He's the most intimidating player in football.
He's got to be the
Again,
hardest.
other
Like,
than Aaron Donald.
yeah. No, and that's a perfect comparison. He's like the Aaron Donald of the offensive side of the ball.
Mhm.
Because you know that like if you want to stop him, you're gonna have to double, triple team him.
Mhm.
If
All hands on deck.
yeah, all hands on deck every time he gets the ball, and it also like this defense sells for him. It opens up the whole passing game for the offense because they just sell for Henry because they have
Right.
to. All right,
Yep.
that does our top 10 reliable NFL players.
I can't believe I left Barkley off the list.
Yeah, in your face, your jaw dropped when I said Barkley. You're like, also
Who?
no love to your boy Chris Carson. No, you're a huge Chris Carson guy.
Again, RB2.
No way I could ever.
He's a
have
great
him.
RB2.
No way in hell I could ever have him on my list.
He wasn't super reliable though.
He doesn't make 20. No,
Last time I
no,
had him.
No, he's never there. He's never there when you need him. He's literally never there when you need him. He doesn't make. I don't know if he makes my top 20. I hate that guy so much.
Didn't we do like top 5 fantasy guys that we just hate?
Yeah, I think we did, and I think Carson was on my list.
Carson was definitely on there. He might have been number 1.
I think he might have been number 1. And I feel bad. If do you see the thing that's in his neck?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's got this metal plate right here, and he still wants to play football.
Ugh.
It seems awful. It seems terrible. But that's not my problem. That's not my problem.
Not reliable.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's if I'm gonna pick you in fantasy, you gotta be there. That's all. That's the name of the game here. All right.
Oh my god.
Well, that does it. Hope everyone enjoyed. I'm gonna have some pictures posted later today. But going to PLL, I'm excited. Go Water Dogs, and we'll see everybody Tuesday.